Okay, I know what happens in the PG-13 version of tonight, all right? I know. It's that I get really drunk, and then I pass out, and you cover me with a blanket, and you kiss me on the cheek, and nothing happens.
We're back! Mitchell Griffith here at Griffith Goods and Spirits, and today we're getting dating tips from everyone's favorite heartthrob, Ryan Gosling.
Seriously? It's like you're photoshopped.
I'm teaching you how to make steak piccata, a meal to make anybody fall in love, and pair that with a cocktail that hits harder than an angry dad.
Bernie?
And you've got a meal that'll make you fall crazy, stupid in love.
I want to help you.
Want to make date night a little bit easier? Well, Easy Bins has got you covered. Easy Bins is a convenient way for you to get all your groceries delivered straight to your door. And with a variety of stores to choose from, they've got everything you need for your next date night. And use the code Griffith5 in order to get $5 off your next Easy Bins order.
I can do that.
To kick things off, let's start on the steak for the steak piccata. I've got a New York strip here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna liberally salt this steak. You don't wanna pepper it because pepper will actually burn in your pan. I'm gonna flip this over and just continue to give it a good helping of salt. You wanna have enough salt to fully season your entire steak. Now we're just gonna set our steak to the side and get started on our cocktail.
Okay, so then what do we do? What happens now? Like logistically?
Now it's time for us to start on our cocktail. What I'm gonna do is just give this a quick rinse with some sweet vermouth. All I'm gonna do is run this around the rim of the cocktail, dump all of that out, and then I'm gonna go around the rim of our glass with our lemon wheel right here. I'm just gonna dip this in our cocktail sugar, just to give it a little touch of color. And then, after that, I'm gonna add a little bit of ice to our shaker. And then we're gonna do 2 ounces of our cat head honeysuckle vodka. I really like this. The honeysuckle flavor is perfect. Doesn't taste artificial. It's really good, honestly. And then I'm gonna do 1 ounce of some of our vanilla simple syrup. Go in here. And then 1 ounce of our fresh squeezed lemon juice. I'm gonna toss that in there. Lock our shaker together. Give it a fun shake. For martini, you wanna make sure and give it an extra strong shake just so that you get all of those flavors super well incorporated. We're gonna double strain this so that we don't get any little bits of lemon or ice into our martini. And then we'll garnish this beautiful cocktail. In order to garnish this cocktail, what we're gonna do is just roll up our lemon zest here, and it's gonna turn into what looks like a pretty little rose. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna give the back end of your lemon a little slice, and then you're gonna slap some basil just to release the aroma, and then you're gonna toss this on the side for your perfect date night cocktail.
So different, it's so hot.
Now that we've got our perfect date night lemon drop done, it's time to start on the steak. We've allowed this to sit, and we're just gonna dab this dry to make sure that any of those liquids that the salt pulled out aren't on this steak, because you want the steak to be dry whenever you add it to the pan so you get a nice, good, crispy crust on it.
Like, what's your big move?
Now that our oil is nice and hot, we're gonna go ahead and add our steak down to this. And that's what you wanna hear whenever you add your steak in, is that nice sear. And we're gonna let that steak sit just like that for about a minute. And then we're gonna flip it onto the fat cap to make sure that the fat cap gets a nice good sear on it as well. Now that we've let our steak sit on the fat cap and get nice and rendered like that, we're gonna go ahead and just give it a flip and let it sear on the other side.
What's your big move?
I'm gonna tell you my big move.
Tell me your move.
Now it's time to butter baste our steak. We've got half a stick of butter we're gonna drop in here. We've killed the heat to about 3 on this. We're gonna drop in some rosemary and thyme, and then I'm gonna add in just about a clove of minced garlic in there. You're gonna move your steak to the front of your pan. You're gonna allow all of this good butter and garlic and rosemary just to start melting. You're gonna take a spoon and just ladle this up on top of your steak. You're just gonna be able to incorporate all these wonderful flavors into your steak.
Oh God, this is ridiculous.
Now we're gonna pull our steak from the heat and allow it to rest for about 5 to 7 minutes while we're making our sauce.
It's not that simple, kiddo.
What kind of crap is that?
Watch it.
Now that we've got our steak done, our meal's about to come together really quickly. We're gonna add some angel hair to our very salted pasta water over here and allow this to cook. And then we're gonna add in half a white onion and then add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. We're gonna pull out that thyme and rosemary so it doesn't burn in your pan. We wanna make sure to keep all these wonderful flavors of our steak and our thyme and rosemary in here. And we're just gonna get these onions a little bit browned. I've got some capers here. We're gonna add those capers, about a tablespoon and a half. And you're just gonna mash up a few of those with your tongs, just so that you get all of those flavors super well incorporated. You don't have to mash up all of them, but just make sure you get a good few of them. And then we've got a nice buttery Chardonnay here that we're gonna add in about 4 ounces to our pan. And we're gonna add in about 1.5 ounces of lemon juice to this. And we're gonna go ahead and let this reduce down while our pasta's finishing up. We're gonna add a little bit of pasta water to this as we're thickening up this sauce.
I'm having trouble understanding what's going on right now.
After about 6 minutes, we pulled our pasta just before it was al dente so that we could then toss it in the pan and cook it in the sauce so that all of the sauce would incorporate into our pasta. We're just gonna let this continue to thicken up until we get a nice sauce. And while that's finishing up, we're gonna slice up our steak. Now it's time for the moment of truth. We're just gonna go ahead and slice up our steak into nice thin little slices for you and your date. We've got a perfect medium rare here. We're just gonna go ahead and slice up all of this to top on our pasta.
I'm so lucky.
You are.
We topped off our steak piccata with a little bit of fresh Parmesan and basil. We've got our lemon drop here, and now you're ready for a date night in.
So do you prefer to do it here in the bedroom?
The bedroom is preferred.
Let's go there.
Want more great recipes like this? Well, hit us up with a like, subscribe, and click that bell in order to be notified for the next family dinner. Now that we've dabbed our steak dry, now that we've patted our steak dry,